Wagwan! What is good with it, you guys? Yes, today we are back with another episode. Oh. We are back with another episode of the First Noel podcast, baby, and we're feeling back and better than ever. Thank you guys for clicking on this video and tuning in. On this episode, we're gonna dive into, all things hookup culture. What is the hookup culture in 2024 giving y'all? Let's be real. Like, what's the ins and outs? What's the real tea? Um, well, we always start we always start the podcast off with my vibe, how I'm feeling, and honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. We have some events in life happening behind the scenes. But honestly, I'm just, staying steadfast. You feel me? We're pushing forward and we're doing the best we can with what we got. Like Mariah said. And that is the motto, baby. Just keep pushing, keep going, keep doing what you got to do because it's going to pay off in the end and everything's okay, babe. Life isn't over, babe. Life is just getting started. So we're going to hop straight into the vibe check. Ching, 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 ching. So we're like I said, this episode we're hopping into the hookup culture. So, I really want to dive into, the hookup culture, of course, in my community and just I guess in general. When it comes to the hookup culture, like the question is it a vibe or is it not? Like, is hookup culture a vibe for you? Honestly, I wasn't too into the hookup culture when I used to live in Charlotte, mind you. I've been in Atlanta for a little over a year now. I wasn't into the hookup culture like at all. Then when I started to come to Atlanta and I started to get more guys, coming up to me and wanting to catch my vibe in person, that's when I more started to kind of hop into. Now, mind you, towards the end of my stay in Charlotte, I did do like a little bit of hookups here and there. Nothing too serious. Like, and even the hookups I've had or I have now, like I feel like they aren't anything too serious. Like, like, yeah, it's kind of crazy talking about this on the podcast because it's just like hookup, like you be hooking up, but baby, I'm 23, and I'm me. So you feel me? I'm 23. I'm me. I don't be outside every day. Like, you feel me? I'm not consistently hooking up. You feel what I'm saying? Realistically, I would say I hook up maybe once, maybe twice a month. I feel like or not at all. Let's be real, or not at all. Like, I'm not always doing something. You feel me? Every month. But sometimes I do feel like doing it. You feel me? And that's just what it is. But I'm very selective over who and what is getting my energy. So, I feel like I feel like the pros and cons to hookup culture are just hooking up, period. I would say some pros are, you got a consistent link. You got a consistent link with a person that can maybe fulfill your sexual desires. That's a pro, you feel me? Depending on if, like, when it comes to hookups, I don't know if this is something you should be emotionally attached to. Because I feel like most hookups know is giving like no strings attached. You feel me? Most hookups know is giving no strings attached. We're gonna hook up. We're gonna enjoy our company. Get our little nuts off and call it a day. Like, am I right or am I right? But of course, you have some people who have hookups, but they are it's like more maybe beneficial, or there is an emotional connection there with the person, and then there's hookups in that sense. So, either or, whatever, whatever is best for you, of course. So yeah, I feel like that's a good pro. Another pro is, you don't have to necessarily be like, especially if you have a consistent one, because I feel like some people want to hook up or have some type of sexual connection with the person, but maybe that person isn't, their vibe, or something like that. Like, I feel like with the person, you're don't just be hooking up to hook up. Like, the person you're hooking up with, you have to at least find attractive, of course, like, or something attract. Like, I feel like once you're just hooking up just to kind of do it, or you're like searching for some type of feeling, that's where it's kind of like, babe, like, make sure you're going in with the right intentions, because you don't want to be heartbroken in the end, of course. So I feel like those are some good pros. What are some cons? I feel like some cons would be like you getting a person that isn't emotionally available. Like, now, I don't, for depending on how you are and how you feel, like, that's something you'll have to decide on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, is do you want someone that's emotionally unavailable? Do you want someone that really just wants to, hit you, not hit you, Lord, but hook up with you and go back to their regular day-to-day lives, maybe hit you up in a week or two, or whenever y'all are ready again. You feel me? I feel like growing up, I was more, well, I still kind of do, I would love me an emotional connection that I could bring to multiple different spaces and elements of life. It's just, you know while I'm waiting on that person, I feel like sometimes I like to, you know hook up. You feel me? What's good spur of the moments? Like, usually usually the guys that I may hook up with are, like I said, good energy in person. Like, we've met in person, had some type of interaction in person. Now, I think I've only maybe hooked up with like one or two guys off an app. I want to really just say one. No, I think it was two. Let me not lie. I think it was two. And I mean, I feel like those were pretty cool too, but I do love just an in-person vibe a little bit more, because it's more of an energy transaction. You get to, see the vibes. If you meet somebody off an app and then link and hook up, it's kind of like, you don't really know, you don't know what the vibe is given literally until y'all see each other in person. So, being able to, meet a person in person, and then y'all, you get exchange numbers, or however y'all want to do, talk for a little bit, and then decide y'all do what y'all want to do. I feel like that's more of a vibe, because you can already understand the transaction, and you kind of know their intentions for the most part. Like, especially after y'all talk for a little bit, and woo de woo de woo. So I feel like, hookup culture can be a vibe if you're getting and looking for what you want. You feel me? When you don't necessarily know what you want, I mean, you'll just get anything. But I feel like you should know what you do and don't want in a hookup culture, in like a hookup relationship. Where can you find them? I mean, I would let them come to you. You feel me? I don't know if it's necessarily a vibe to just be going out looking for niggas and looking for niggas and looking for niggas, or looking for a hookup. It's just like, girl, let it come to you. Niggas out there is trying to get right. You feel me? And I feel like with hookups too, it's called hookup culture. So there are people that are going the full 9 and beyond, and there are some people that are not doing barely anything. I feel like I said, when you're hooking up, you need to be able to know what you're looking for, what you want out of this. You feel me? And what you're willing to give. You feel me? Like, my links know I am not fucking. I am not fucking you. Well, that too, but I'm not fucking, like, because it's like, I'm a virgin, and I feel like that's very sacred. So I'm not going to even lead you on to think we're going to be fucking. Now, you can use your context clues to maybe see what I may be doing outside of that, but you never really know. But it's just like, yeah, like no, nobody's getting inside this ass for real. Nobody's taking me to Pound Town until I'm ready. And honestly, I want that man to just be my man. Like I want my man to be my man, especially when it comes to being a part of my community. Like you either get people in your community, or you get some DL niggas or some curious guys that wanna spur their curiosity or explore their curiosity. You feel me? And you don't always have to be someone's test dummy. So make sure you're going in there, setting the line, setting the bounds, and keeping that boundary set. Because especially if you don't know this person like that, like if you don't know this person, and most hookups you don't really know a person. Like you might, some you feel, you might know some, but others you don't really know a person OOD. So you want to make sure you're setting the boundaries however you feel based off of that. Honestly, it's like with the hookups I be on nowadays, like I really only like the hookups that are beneficial to me. Like I need to be able to get my rocks off and have a good time and end my night saying woohoo. You feel me? Like for real. I need to be able to say like, okay, I enjoyed myself. I can see myself doing this again and keeping it pushing. But you get niggas nowadays like, see, and that's why I think it's safe to make sure you're knowing this person at least enough to see what their intentions are, what they're expecting out of a hookup. Regardless of if you're hooking up or if you're getting a relationship with people, you need to know friendships or whatever. You need to know what people's intentions kind of are because, like I said, they could be getting the wrong idea or having the wrong picture in their head. A lot of these niggas nowadays be wanting me to top them. Niggas want me to fuck them, y'all. Like, I mean, and I understand maybe this is just the community that I'm in. People are fluid. But niggas be wanting me to do the bending. And I'm not necessarily against it, but that's not something I'm looking to do. Like, I'm not looking to really do the bending. Like, I'm really not. I like being the bottom, and I like staying there. Now, I do feel like I can be dominant in bottoming, but I don't want to be dominant necessarily in topping. Now, mind you, I haven't done it all. I haven't done either or. But it's just like I still kind of know where I want to be. I do feel like when it comes to topping, like when I get my man, I want to be able to comfortably bottom. Like, and I understand maybe, every once in a while you might want to switch and do that, and that's where it's like I can understand, but I'd rather do that shit with my man rather than when it's hookup culture. I don't want to be fucking a nigga I don't really know like that. Like, I mean, I don't fuck niggas. Like, I don't get fucked by niggas in general. So it's like, what do I look like fucking a nigga to? Like, I feel like it's still all the same thing. Like, my virginity, I guess that's a virginity, as well, or, however you want to call it. Like, me, yeah, I feel like it would be virginity either way. But, yeah, I'm not really interested in doing that. I feel like a lot of the guys recently I've been getting, and at first I felt like it was more Caucasians, but it really doesn't matter your race, honestly, because these black niggas be wanting to get fucked too. You feel me? And I'm being pretty transparent because I know a lot of girlies who are watching probably experience the same thing. And you got some girlies that don't mind. And kudos to y'all. Maybe one day I'll be right there with y'all, for real. But until then, baby, that's not my vibe. And I be having to tell them, like, girl, that's not my vibe. Like, I feel like if you want me to fuck you nowadays, you're going to need to pay me. Like, fuck you, pay me, literally. Like, you don't have to pay me because that's not something I'm interested in doing or even really find attractive. It's like, that's something that I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not pressed to do. Like, even when I have a man, like, I wouldn't want to be. Well, I mean, who knows? I don't have a man right now, but I wouldn't want to be topping you. Or I definitely wouldn't want you to be expecting me to top you. Like, when it comes to where you're expecting, that's where it's like, baby, I don't think this is going to work out. I don't think this is going to work out. Like, baby, I like getting bent. I mean, I don't get bent, but you know, when it gets there, I would like to be the one getting bent. Like, I'm not too big on ass play unless it's my ass getting played with. And that's just me genuinely be honest. Like, I don't really play with niggas ass. I mean, maybe I'll get into it slowly but surely, but that's not really my bop. And I like I said, I do understand we're in a community where everybody's pretty fluid and know what they want and how they want it and how long they want it and how long they want it. Literally. Like, girl, but you know, it's gonna take me some time to get there, and I'm not there yet, honey. So I'll be having to let these niggas know, baby, that's not my vibe. And you know, they can only do nothing but respect it. If you can't get with it, then they gotta get going, and that's where it comes into being selective, baby. Be selective over who you're doing this with because you gotta be safe. You feel me? Bitches these days are not getting tested. Niggas these days are not getting tested. People these days are not getting tested. People are not using protection. People are in hookup culture and don't even haven't been to the doctor in I don't know how long. Just praying on the will of God. You feel me? Maybe not even doing that. Just hoping for the best. Trying to be lucky. But it's like when you're fucking, you gotta make sure niggas are gonna lie. It's like, unfortunately, niggas are gonna lie. Niggas are gonna tell you basically whatever you want or whatever they think that you want to hear. So even if a dude tells you he hasn't had sex in a year, it's like, or a few months or whatever, it don't even matter. You either gonna believe him or you not, you know. And he could be lying if you do believe him. So you want to make sure you're always crossing the D's, crossing your T's, and dotting your I's on your end for your protection. You know, for that too, because you know, unless they showing you a my chart or unless they showing you their test results in your face, then I wouldn't put anything past them. You feel me? And on top of that, people can be dangerous besides, you know, STDs or whatever. Like, people can be dangerous, and you want to make sure when it comes to hookup culture that you're being some type of safe or having some type of protection on you. Like, I'm not a scary bitch, but I am a cautious bitch. So I will always have some type of weapon or something with me to where I feel like I'm safe or I could protect myself. And you know, especially if you're going to people's houses, you got hookup culture. People doing it. People do it anywhere. Do it in the car. It's like you want to make sure you always have something for your safety, because imagine you going out with someone you don't really know like that. Y'all hit it off. Y'all talked for a little minute, but you don't know this person like you would know a family member or like you would know a friend or something like that. So you don't know, like their pure intentions. So just make sure you're, think the worst case scenario first if you need to, honey. Then just ease it down, cause I know that's what I do, girl. Just make sure you have fun, honey. Bust a good one or two, but make sure you're wrapping it up and keeping shit safe and knowing where you're at and where where you're doing stuff. Going in people's houses, it's like, girl, be safe. Having people come inside yours, it's like, be safe, girl. People can be crazy, girl. People can be crazy, especially if you got that good. She got that good. She Michael Jackson bad. I'm attracted to her with her attractive ass. You feel me? Like, niggas be attracted to a baddie. So, I mean, blessed. But that don't always give niggas the right to do too much. Keep that in mind. And that just goes into, like when it comes to like me fucking niggas or me getting fucked, it's like some people do be having a fetish of being dominated. Being dominated, like, and when it comes like that to me, or like being dominated, or wanting me to do stuff that's kind of out my comfort zone, especially when it comes to like sex and sexual activity, sexual encounters. It's like, when it comes to certain fetishes I'm noticing a person having or insinuating, it really does ruin the mood or make my hardy a soft, because baby, don't blow me. Like, don't blow me. Like, please, can we just enjoy ourselves without having to do or say too much weird shit? It's like, it's not even necessarily weird to someone, but if it's out my comfort zone, to me, I might call it a little weird. But it's not necessarily weird. It's just, you're ruining the mood. You're ruining the mood. No, I'm not trying to fuck you. No, I'm not like trying to. I mean, I don't really eat ass like that, and I don't know if this is TMI, but honestly, I don't really eat ass like that. I have before, so I'm not necessarily closed off to doing it. But I mean, it's like, if I'm gonna be the one dominating you, I need to do the full thing. You feel me? I don't need to be doing no play shit. Like, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna take it the full way. Like, you want it or not. You feel me? You want it or not. So I'm probably gonna take it there if you wanted to, depending on my vibe. But if we're not there, babe, then we're not doing that. Like, if you're not one of the finest niggas on the planet, and you don't, your shit is clean, like, if you don't really take care of yourself in that, not take care of yourself, but, yeah, if that's not my bop, it's not my bop, baby. Don't ruin the mood for me, because once you ruin the mood, you're probably not, gonna be a part of my links, or a link. You won't be getting a consistent link from me, baby. You're getting a one and done. I've done it before, and it's like, girl, don't regret it, because I don't live with regrets. But it's something that I was just like, damn, what the fuck. You feel me? And I guess that's another con too, because it's like, shit, chemistry could be there, but something about the event may turn you off, to where it's like, not going back there. But with living with no regrets, is like, I'm not going in with too many expectations. So when I do have those interactions, it's like, I mean, when you go in with no expectations, just like listening to a new album, when you listen to an album with no expectations, you're able to have and enjoy yourself a little more. When you listening to an album expecting it to sound like this and like this, and it sounds totally different, you might not even like the album, but it's not the album. It might just be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might just be you. Like, you might just not fucks with that shit. Or, or yeah, you might have just had a preconceived notion about it that it didn't end up being. So it's like, can you have a consistent hookup or link, or like, sneaky link? Could you have a consistent one with no strings attached? I feel like you can. Like, no extraness attached. Like, no, you can get what you want out of a hookup. You might have to do, that's the thing, you might have to do a little bit of looking like a therapist or some shit, but you can find what you want. And once you find what you want, I would stick to it and enjoy it while you can. You feel me? Because one day you may just be out of the hookup culture. You feel me? I'm young. I'm 23. Most people start their hookup cultures very young. I feel like, well, like way younger than me, like in their teens. So for me, I started mine like before I turned 21. Like, before I turned 21. No, really after I turned 21, for real. And I mean, I feel like it was worth it for me. And I think staying a virgin really helps, because it just takes away some of the people that I could have potentially messed myself up with, or You know, like I don't want it to be too much of a strings attached type of thing, because you know it potentially couldn't work out. But it's like, if you're not trying to be my man, then I'm probably gonna shoot you in the hookup culture, because it's like, you know, you're just trying to probably hook up. You're not really looking to get to know me as a person. You're trying to get into this ass, which you're not going to. You feel me? And that's just that on that. I feel like hookup culture, you know, it could be a vibe, but you just got to get what you want when you want it, and make sure it's on your terms. Low key, fuck the other person, baby. If it's on your terms, it's your hookup. They hooking up with you too, but it's your hookup, babe, that you're initiating and agreeing to. So make sure it's exactly what you want, and if it ain't, don't do it. And that's just that on that. So that was the vibe check for today's episode. That was really nice. That was really my vibe. That's really the vibe check. Check the vibe. Check the vibe, baby. All them hookups, check that vibe. So, you know, we're going to hop straight into our next segment, the music pop. Okay, that was cute. So, I'm starting it with my beautiful girl Jazmine Sullivan. You know, everyone who knows Jazmine Sullivan knows she can blow. She puts the O in blow, like oh in blow. You feel me? She's gonna do it every time. Jazmine Sullivan, she's had an amazing 4-album run, but this is off her. I believe this is her masterpiece album. It's called If You Dare. Why you only seeing black and white? You should be living in color. You feel me? Like, she, in that song, it could have been a very commercialized song, hearing that in Macy's commercial, or even in like a credits of a movie. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Genuinely. You know, it gives that type of vibe to me, up tempo. It's really motivational, just saying like, if you dare, babe, you'll conquer the world, because you can conquer the world if you dare. You feel me? If you dare to do it, you can do anything. You feel me? You can do anything. Just, you know, definitely major vibes. And my girl can blow, baby. She puts the O and blow. So tune into that, ho. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely tune into that, baby. What else we got? We got Katy Perry's new song. Y'all know her album's about to come. She just came out with her first single, Woman's World. She just released a new song called Lifetimes. I feel like that's a cute little bop I've been listening to. I watched the video, and honestly, I don't know if this is just the era that she's leading into, but I know from this video in particular, she gave very carefree, very having fun, very just happy. Like, I feel like maybe this era for Katy Perry is coming into her enjoying herself. She's a mother. You feel me? She's really getting back into the touch of her dance, up-tempo type of music. I know on this song, it gave some type of house beat. I feel like there might have been a song that I knew from that. I don't know if it's a sample, but you know, it was very cute. The video was very fun, carefree. It made me just want to go to Malibu Beach and just have a drop top driving down Rodeo. Is that Rodeo? Is that Miami or Malibu? Just going down, you know, the road, and just, you know, like, that's what that gave. Like, really, really a nice little vibe. And I could probably see myself dancing to that in the club too. You know, fucking the club up. And let me see if I can think of another song. I feel like those are my main two bops of this week. Yeah, like, I've been, you know, I listen to a lot of recycled music. You know, I press shuffle on my music every single day. You feel me? So when it comes to new music, I'll either vibe with it, but majority of the time, it's me listening to old music and loving it each and every time I hear it again, or hearing it like it's the first time again. You know what I'm saying? So those are definitely my two music bops of this episode. Old, old, old. Yes, baby. Y'all know right after the music bop, we're gonna hop straight into the hot topics, baby. Because what's hot? What's the topics that are hot? What's been going on right now? What's been going on in the world? What's been going on in society, honey? Y'all know Kamala has run for president, and recently I know Donald Trump was um on a live stream with Aiden Ross, and they did their one thing, so people were saying now Kamala Harris has no choice but to do a live stream with Kai Cenat, because Kai Cenat, he's African American, and hey, like Trump did it, why can't Kamala do it? Because Kai Cenat, he's a person of our generation that meets a lot of people of our generation that could vote. You know what I'm saying? So apparently, after Aiden Ross had the stream with Donald Trump, Kai Cenat goes on stream and says the Secret Service has been reaching out to try to get him on the stream. So let's listen, girl. Secret Service calling me 5 times. I don't know goddamn about politics, man. I don't know nothing. I don't know shit. I don't know not a goddamn thing, man. What the f*** am I supposed to talk about on stream about politics, bro? I don't know, my go to this. Yo, this is why I can't do shit. Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all boys, okay? What the f*** is Casanak gonna talk about with politics, my nigga? Let's be real. Let's be real. I can feel Kai Cenat in the sense of not being a politics person, because I'm really not a politics person myself. Especially growing up, is like you don't really know too much about politics, especially if it's not broadcasted in your face. Like growing up, I don't really remember. I remember when Obama became president, but it was just like he was president because he was black growing up. Like I understand adults, they know a little bit more information in regards to things like that. But as I am 23, as I've gotten older, and especially this presidency has gone around, I've gotten a little bit more educated about the people and the things that could possibly be running our country, or who I could possibly be voting for. Because, this is a vote that counts. I haven't voted since, I want to say, Trump's presidency, when Bernie Sanders or somebody like that was running. So I haven't voted since then. I didn't even vote Joe Biden in. No shade, because I was just not a big politics person, and I kind of believe that things can be rigged in a sense. But as I've done my research this time around, I feel like Kai Cenat could have, even regardless of people are saying it's fake. I see it was denied from Kamala's end, and her team. But I do feel like Kai Cenat, being that he's such a big influence to people, especially young African or people of color, even not even necessarily people of color. It's just, he's such a big influence on people, younger generations. You know what I'm saying? Younger generations. He has a lot of million people on his streams, half the time, or that follow him. So I feel like instead of coming on there and not, I don't want to say ignorant, because I don't think it was necessarily ignorant, but I do feel like instead of coming on there the way he did, he either could have potentially not said anything, but who am I to tell you not to say anything, right? So he could have either not said anything, or maybe been a little bit educated and considered having her on the stream. Consider, like, if I understand you're not into politics, but if you were to research a little bit more, you will understand that you have an influence and you can maybe educate yourself if she was to come. At the end of the day, it's the vice president of the United States. Like, I wouldn't mind figuring out, especially if you got a team, figuring out a few questions I could ask her. If I don't know enough, I'm going to ask you, babe, and I'm going to try to get some things that the younger generation may know. Like, you could have educated yourself or considered it, you know what I'm saying, even though it might have been fake. But, you could have at least done something like that instead of saying, what am I going to talk about and what do I look like talking about politics? It's like, figure it out. Figure it out like the rest of them. Like, every vote counts this year. But hopefully, Kai Cenat, after realizing it wasn't real, hopefully he considers and maybe tries to reach out to her. Like, hey, I think, I wasn't sure at first, but let's talk about it. And that's gonna be, bring a lot of different vibes to his Twitch as well. So Twitch or whatever he streams on, you feel me? So I feel like that could have been a vibe. So that's what's on the docket for him. We also got Sky Jackson reportedly arrested for domestic battery after public fight with her boyfriend. Mind you, I didn't even know I didn't even know Sky had a boyfriend. Like, I didn't, I don't, bless. So apparently she was arrested for domestic battery last week after authorities responded to an alleged physical altercation between her and her boyfriend. Magically start to... Deputies were reportedly called to Universal City Walk after security guards reported that they saw Jackson and her boyfriend getting into it. Sky reportedly insisted that the fight was not that serious, allegedly telling authorities that she and her boyfriend are happily engaged and she is pregnant. Though that has not been confirmed to be true at this time, though she reportedly denies that things got physical, authorities reviewed surveillance footage showing that Sky allegedly pushed her boyfriend multiple times. She was reportedly arrested on misdemeanor domestic battery and released. It's like, God, Sky, I want to say she might be like 21, 22 now, right? Maybe even 19. Like, I don't know how old her man is. But it's just like, it must be wild being a celebrity and you can't even do anything. Like, you might just be like domestic battery. Like, girl, I'll just push my man a few times in an argument. It's like pushed and punching and hitting, smacking. That's low-key one thing, but I guess it's all, it's all a part of like domestic abuse. So I'm not going to negate anyone who has that same experience or story. But you feel me, pregnant? I was low-key shocked when I seen that. I'm like, girl, are you pregnant? Everybody knows Sky to be just so small, skinny, petite, very cute, very gorgeous. So the fact that once she has a boyfriend, it's like, wow, girl, you're really growing up. Last I remember you was on Jessie, honey. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was Hey Jessie, baby. You was Hey Jessie. And now you're fighting your man? It's like, what is going on for real? Like, but I do hope the best for her. I see she was released, so I hope the best happens for her. And, girl, if your man is having you do all of that, make sure he's the one, baby, because ain't nobody finna be making me want to put my hands on you. Like, it's never that serious. It's never that serious. Like, I'll have to end it off before anything, for real. And we have a nice little tweet on the docket, next in our little hot topic segment. And it kind of goes hand in hand about what we've been talking about in this episode, because it says, this girl tweeted, "Get tested. Normalize showing my chart before doing anything. I don't care if it's with a condom. Show them results. This is our real life. This ain't nothing to ever play with. If you clean and you got nothing to worry about, you shouldn't have no problem showing that my chart, period." And somebody responded and said, "And keep getting tested regularly, even in a relationship." That part, you feel me? I feel like people are so happy to be in in a relationship or a hookup relationship or however that goes and don't get tested themselves, or the other person doesn't get tested. It's like you're going off the strength of trusting the person. And it's like, even in a relationship, like they said, like, you can trust your partner. You can trust your partner. Like, and not saying to not trust them, but you're never able to know. And I know most guys don't get a lot of symptoms from having um a type of disease anyway. And it's like, I know cases are always rising in multiple places, in multiple cities, multiple states. It's like cases rise, rather that's HIV, I said HIV, STDs, or AIDS, or whatever the fuck. Like, anything can happen. So make sure you're being safe, because, baby, I wouldn't even want a motherfucking cold sore after kissing a bitch. So I can only imagine having anything else, especially if I don't do shit. It's like, bless. Baby, I can't get with that. And then we just got another tweet from Jill Scott, just some nice hot topic inspiration, if you want to say. So Jill Scott tweeted, niece slash nephew, or niece slash neph, go where you're wanted. You should know how it feels to be valued and treasured in this life. If you don't know, you can by their deeds. When you see and feel you're appreciated consistently, go in that direction. It's just better than that other shh. Your story, you matter. You feel me? And I love a good Jill Scott. Is it the way you love me, baby? Yeah. Is it the way? We love a good Jill Scott, baby. And she's always gonna spread good gems, because when it comes to being valued and treasured, even in a hookup relationship, like, you want someone to value and treasure you enough to be able to let you know if they're hooking up with other people other than you. You feel me? And they'll let you know by their deeds. Like she said, they'll let you know, or you'll see by how they treat you, how they let you know things. You feel me? So that is our hot topic segment for today. I feel like, slight tea. And yes, guys, so y'all get in, I feel like get in where you fit in. You feel me? In conclusion, guys, I feel like get in where you fit in. I feel like in hookup culture, you gotta get in where you fit in. You feel me? Because you can get what you want out of, you can decide what blocks in the puzzle fit and what don't. Get in where you fit in, babe. If you feel like you could fit in and get you a consistent link because you've been single for a while, that's safe and good for you, then you can get that. Don't do anything you don't want to do in a hookup culture or in a hookup relationship. Don't do anything that's beyond you. If you don't want to do it, don't do it, because you don't have to do it. Hookup culture is a choice. It's not sex work. You feel me? Sex work is different. If you want to hook up for, sex work, then do that. That's your thing. But hookup culture isn't necessarily matched up with sex work. It's a culture, You do what you want to do. You do it how, it's people doing it. So you do it however you want it, because it's your life and, that's how you living it. As long as you're staying safe and enjoying yourself, then, hey, I don't got nothing to say. Stay safe, stay protected, and enjoy yourself. Because always just be selective over who you're allowing in you, if that's what you want in you, or around your energy, period. But especially when it comes to sexual relationships or hookups. You feel me? Because it could go from 0 to 10, and that's it's different levels to it. You feel me? And that's just what it is. You feel me? So enjoy yourself and do it how you want to. You feel me? Because that's just that and that. I do feel like I do feel like so this week for me, my goals are to keep filming, y'all. I'm doing my best to keep filming, getting these episodes consistently coming out for y'all every week and a half. And I feel like I'm doing pretty good at it. So honestly, I'm going to keep it up. And I'm focusing on, staying in the gym a little bit more consistently and adjusting to new paths, new journeys, you feel me? Because they're going to continuously keep coming. So that's what I'm shooting for. So guys, we got our new segment. We got our first submission, y'all, for What's Your Vibe? We got our first submission for What's Your Vibe? And okay, so we got, Hey Noel, I love your podcast. Thanks for always being true to yourself and putting the girlies onto some gems. So I recently decided to start taking the love aspect of my life serious. By this, I mean only interacting with men on a serious level and dealing with men who are possibly interested in long term. However, before this, I was a fall in love in 2 weeks girly. I would meet someone, we will rock out, and it would happen so fast by the time she's funny for this one. We'll rock out and it would happen so fast by the time I turned, it's over and I'm basically in bed with a stranger. So now with me taking it slow, the problem I'm having is I'm getting extremely bored. I'm really feeling my new situation, but I just kind of feel like he's moving too slow. It's been 2 to 3 months back and forth, and I do feel like that's enough time to decide the next step. But maybe I'm rushing again. I love to hear what you think. Ooh, I feel like this. I love this. Mind you, this is my first submission, y'all. So I love that this is, my first submission because I feel like it's levels to it, it's juicy. And so basically she's saying she feels like her situation, okay, she's had experiences in the past where she could fall in love in 2 weeks. And this time she's been talking to a person for 2 to 3 months, but she feels like she's getting a little bored because things are moving slower than what she's used to. I do feel like that's enough time to decide the next step, but maybe I'm rushing again. I do feel like you need to sit back and enjoy. Because, I understand falling in love in 2 weeks. I think we've all done that. I do feel like it's about the person you're with. You feel me? Because, like you said, you may be a person who may have been able to fall in love in 2 weeks. And they, I know for me, it's going to take me longer periods of time, at least 3 months to fall in love. Like in love, that's big. That's like a big thing. But having love for a person is different than falling in love with a person. 100%. So in this sense, I do feel like you may not even necessarily be moving. And it's like, what do you think is moving too slow? Like, what are you considering moving too slow? Like, is that intercourse? Is that intercourse? Is that, like the talking, dating stage? Like, are y'all going on dates? Is this long distance? Like, there are questions and factors that matter in this situation because it's like moving too slow in the sense of you don't even know if this person has the same, like intentions, or if this person's wanting to get to know you on a different type of level. Like, have you and this person had this conversation in the 2 to 3 month span? Like, have y'all talked about what y'all are looking for in a relationship, what your love languages are? Like, have you even gotten to the bare minimum of this relationship? Because I feel like the foundation that you have to start on are like you're both of you guys is non-negotiables. What you're looking for, your love languages, do they even match? I feel like stuff like that matters because especially when it comes to a person you're looking to have more than a sexual or hookup relationship with, because it's like if you're hooking up and you're having just, casual sex or whatever, like you don't really have to take things beyond that point. But if you're maybe doing this and looking to be in a relationship with this person, or you're just looking to be in a relationship with this person, I do feel like knowing these things before you decide if it's too slow or too fast. Because me and my other friends were even talking the other day, like I feel like when it comes to true genuine love and stuff like that, it is going to matter. It matters. It matters how much time you want to take. You feel me? Well, not how much. It's not like a race or anything. Like, take your time. If it's true love, take your time, because you never know how that can unfold. But if you're already kind of getting red flags and knowing like this person isn't the one for you, then of course, why even waste your time? Don't want to waste your own time, because what's the point? Like, if you want to fuck, just say that. But if you want to get to know this person, and like you said that. You said that. I mean, only interacting with men on a serious level and dealing with men who are possibly interested in a long term. If you've talked to this person and you've let this be known, and and it's not aligning, then that's letting you know that you're either wasting your time, or this person, well, I guess that's the same thing. You're wasting your time, or this person maybe isn't the one for you. Because I don't necessarily think it's about the time frame. Because do you want to be in a relationship that soon? 2 to 3 months, is that too long for you? Or is that enough time to get to know a person? You feel me? I feel like that's still grounds of dating, or just getting to know them. But I mean, maybe you are rushing. You said, but maybe I am rushing again. Maybe you are rushing, but once you answer these questions that I just answered, I feel like that's when you'll be able to see if you're moving, or if this is like the right thing for you. Because 2 to 3 months, I don't think personally that's a long time at all. That's 8 weeks, maybe more. It's like, that sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot. You feel me? But a lot does happen in those time frames. But I do feel like when it comes to you getting bored, what are you bored for? Like, what are you bored for? Is he not interested enough? Is he not interested enough? Is he not stimulating your vibes? You know what I'm saying? Is he not, what is he not doing that's making you bored? You feel me? Do you feel like those shorter, quicker relationships that you've had earlier on, you weren't bored? Or did you get bored after those 2 weeks? Or after you got to the full level of having intercourse and stuff like that. It's like, when you're doing something new and you're trying new things, you got to be expecting for things to be new. You can't be expecting for things to be old. You feel me? If you want new and you're looking for new, you're going to get new, but you got to make sure it is new. You feel me? You're not going to the store and getting an old furniture item, baby. You're going to know if that furniture is used or old. You feel me? So, when it comes to getting bored, is it the person? Is the person just not keeping you interested enough? Or are you just relying on the past? That's the real question. So I'd love to get a follow-up about, maybe we can make that a segment too, like a follow-up on these submissions, because it's like, I want to know what's going on and how this ended. So thank you so much for submitting this. It was definitely a vibe doing this, and you were definitely my first mention in this segment. So thank you so much. Girl, you are my first one, so you could always send anything anytime, and I'll make sure I put it on here for you. I appreciate you for sending that, and I hope it was able to shed some light into your situation. So I love to hear more, and I appreciate you. And that's just that on that. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate you guys for getting this far. If you've gotten this far and you appreciate me and my voice, me and my energy, you fucks with me and my energy, please come back for another episode because this was fun. Thank you guys so much. Please like and comment and subscribe to this video, to my channel. Please follow me on my socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. If you have any submissions you want to submit for your vibe, please DM me that. That'll be amazing. I'll go ahead and get you on here and you'll stay anonymous if that's what you prefer, babe. And until next time, babe, much love. Be yourself. Do what you got to do, you. And treat others the way you want to be treated, baby. Until then, babe, bye. Out of here.